Be sharing with you in this video 5 signs you are on the path to what we might call success. And so the reason why I say it in this way is because really the way that I see it, like the way that I've realized it to be, it is the truth that actually every single person has a different definition of success. Like we all can see success in a different way. And so I'll just break it down immediately. One person might need a result to be happy, and then that's success to them. Whereas another person, they're completely not dependent on the outcome, and they depend on other things to be happy. And so we're gonna define what that means in this video. And so the first sign that you are on the path to what we might call success is if you have this understanding that success is not a destination, but an embodiment in the present moment of you being who you said you're going to be. Like if you're aligned with who you said you're going to be right now in this present moment, if that makes you feel successful, of course you're in alignment with success. And then so what I believe, in my opinion, is that this sort of raises the probability that you get the results that you're looking for. Because what happens is that you stop looking out there to depend on feeling happy. And then of course people feel this and then they see, okay, this person actually cares about what they're doing. They actually care about how I feel because they care about how they feel. Like if you don't even care about how you feel, how would you even care about how somebody else feels? That's just the truth of the matter. If you don't care about, taking care of yourself emotionally, if you don't care about taking care of yourself physically, if you don't care about taking care of yourself mentally and spiritually, if you don't care about any of these things, you're not going to be able to even see that for another person. And of course, that's going to change the way that you take action in your life. It's going to change the way that you do things. And then if you start to see it in a different way, what begins to happen is that you see that success again is not getting a result out there, because again, that's never been in your control anyway, but it becomes how much are you aligned? How many actions are you taking that are aligned with your goals and what you care about? And then so the second sign that you are on the path to success is that if you're realizing that situations do not define your happiness, like you realize that there's sort of a happiness that you can have regardless of if you're feeling positive or if you're feeling negative. That's what I'm going to make clear right now. When I say happiness, I'm not talking about feeling positive, feeling a positive emotion. That's not what happiness is. Happiness is not feeling positive about good things happening in your life. That's not, feeling good about things that you believe are good in your life. That's not happiness. You don't want to use the definition in the word in the definition, excuse me. But really, what happiness is sort of just this acceptance of what's happening, regardless of the positive or the negative. That's really what it means to truly actually be happy. And if you're realizing that a situation out there happening in a particular way doesn't define your connection to the divinity of the present moment, which is true happiness, you're definitely in alignment with success, with spiritual success internally. But then of course, I believe as a result, it's never promised or guaranteed, but usually you have the energy to create what you want when you come from this space in a much easier way. Whatever you want to create in your life externally, it's easier to build the energy to do it, like the life force, spiritual energy to do it, if you realize that situations don't define your happiness. Because it's pretty hard to create stuff when, you're drained by life. When you're a victim of life. Like there's not a lot of room left to be a powerful creator and to focus on your desires when you're just drained by life. But if you realize that situations do not define your happiness at all, you realize that of course I'm already successful by being aligned with who I said I want to be. And then of course you also pair that with just a deep-rooted true happiness, not based on the positive and negative. Now you have a powerful combination to truly be what I believe is successful in life. And that's going to be internally, and then of course increase the probability of externally you getting the things that you want. And so the third sign that you're on the path to success is that you actually care about being aligned with your values. That's true success in my personal opinion. Because what's happening is that if you're willing to sacrifice your values, what you care about, like your principles, the way that you believe you should be disciplined, the way that you should be, if you sacrifice that to get a result in your life, you're not living in integrity. You're not an integral person. That's not being a true person of true character, excuse me. So what you want to start to do is actually care about your values and align your action with those values. And so how you do this, first of all, is know what your values are. What do you care about more in your life? Do you care more about a deep-rooted peace and happiness and direct connection to the present moment? Or do you care about money? And so I'm not saying that money is not important. Oftentimes, like, we need money to even be, so to speak, just, secure in life. To be secure, that's important to have security. But what I'm saying is that, do you care more about your true happiness, or do you care about things happening out there a certain way? So I'm not saying that you have to sacrifice one for the other. When I say it like that, it's like, well, do I have to pick? Like, if I'm truly happy, does it mean I can't make money or get what I want? No, that's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying that, again, it's not promised. I can't promise anything, but I think that these things go hand in hand. It's like, you would think that if you just care more about how you feel in your life, in your deepest connection to God and the present moment, in your spiritual connection to who you really are, you would think that if you just care about that most, that everything in your life falls apart. That's what the ego believes. But it's like, oftentimes, if you really just do it and embody it and practice it and be it, what you'll begin to find is that things just kind of go right. Even if things happen out there that are a little bit chaotic, you somehow find a solution. You somehow figure it out. You somehow don't get entangled in the problem and then find your way out of the problem, find a solution. You move through the challenge and you find a way out, right? You can only do this, though, when you have enough life force energy to really be aligned with who you said you're going to be and what you actually care about in your life. So really, that's what I believe true success is being a person of integrity and truly aligning with your values and what you actually care about. So if you believe that you care more about your connection to the present moment, you actually have to embody that. You actually have to be that. And then if somebody gives you a proposition that maybe goes against that value, you have to say, no, I don't want to do that. That's something that I don't feel comfortable doing. I feel that this is not making me comfortable and not helping me stay connected to my values and how I feel I want to be in my life and what I care about and what's making me feel at full energy and full power in my life. You have to speak these things and voice these things into existence and voice them in any situation that's making you feel like you don't want, any way that you don't want to feel, any way that you don't want to be, anything that's not allowing you to be the person that you have decided to be, that makes you feel most excited and most happy and most connected to the divinity of this present moment. Nobody should be able to push against that, push against your free will to be who it is that you want to be. Nobody should be able to really fight against that. Nobody should put any unconscious energy onto you and then make you feel like you can't be the person that you want to be. And then so the fourth thing that I want to share with you in this video, the fourth sign that you're on the path to success, is that if you're beginning to not get entangled in thoughts and emotions, but you're still fully present with them, you're definitely, in my personal opinion, on the path to success, on the path of what I believe success is. Because really what's beginning to happen there is that you're feeling your emotions fully, but you're not getting entangled in them. You're not getting lost in them. You're not getting, here's a better word, you're not getting hypnotized by them. Oftentimes we get hypnotized by our thoughts. We get hypnotized by our emotions. We get hypnotized by things happening out there that we didn't want to happen. We lose ourselves in it. That's a problem. That's a problem. You can't allow this to happen. You have to have enough spiritual integrity, enough spiritual power, the emotional strength to not let this happen. You have to have enough power within yourself to stay grounded in the truth of existence through the chaos of forms happening in a way that you didn't want to happen or didn't think they should be happening. Because if it's happening, it's happening, and there's two options: to resist it and to create more of it, and to accept it and move on to the next level of your life immediately and then let it be what it is. So if you're beginning to start to have a deeper understanding of this, if you're beginning to notice this, you're definitely on the path to success. You're definitely on the path to creating what it is that you want to create. So that's really powerful, because now you're going to be able to feel the present moment fully, but then not lose yourself in it. Doesn't mean that you're not immersed in the present moment. It means quite the opposite. It means that you're fully immersed in it, but you don't get lost in it. That's powerful. That's powerful stuff. And then so lastly, the final sign that you were on the path to success is that you no longer care about perfectionism. You care about execution. If you don't care about things being perfect, about things just needing to be perfect, you care about just executing and just for its own sake, you're on the path to success. Because success, again, is not about getting a perfect result. It's about finding that flow of just action itself. When you can find that flow of action where you're just acting into the person that you want to be, and you assume as if you already have it, you are already successful in that space, because you understand that the energy of what you want already exists in this present moment right now. All you have to do is act into it, and then whatever you see in your mind's eye, act into it immediately. That's what's going to bring what you want in your life. And the only way to find that energy to the connection, to find that energy and find that connection to the present moment, is to not be attached to things being perfect. Find the perfection in things not being perfect. Everything's already perfect as it is. You might be thinking that things are not actually perfect because there's many things in my life that I want to make different, that I want to change, that I want to transform. And that's understood, but the only way to create the highest possibility of creating what you actually want is to not be attached to things being perfect. And I'm not here to convince you of that. What I'm here to say is that if you already have noticed that, you're on the path to success. 100%. 100% you are, because you're just massively taking action to the point where like it doesn't even matter anymore if the result that's happening. You're completely not dependent on the result. You're just dependent on like, am I a person of integrity? Am I a person of true integrity? Am I a person of taking action on what it is that I want to take action on? And if you do this, you're definitely on the path to success.